just gonna go to Dunkin Donuts and jerk off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need Starbucks. I'll be like, give me some donut holes! Give me donut holes! That was very aggressive, what you just did. You don't even have a penis, and you just did that. You should have said it was a cruller. It would have done so much better. I do a lot of shows for Jews in Florida, for old Jewish people. Are there Jewish people here? Oh my God, this is like a JCC. Wow. Where'd you go to camp? You're Jewish? Did you go to sleepaway camp? I do a lot of shows for old Jewish people in Florida, and you wouldn't know this, but they're the hardest crowd there is. There's no harder crowd. After each show, I eat a live pig. I'm not even kidding. It's really hard because most of the crowd is 80, 90, some have passed. And I have to make them laugh. And they have horrible faces. I mean, I'm going to end up looking like this. This is the face of every old Jew. I'm going to end up looking like, no matter how beautiful you are, you end up looking like that. I mean, I'll be doing stand-up in 30 years. How's everyone doing? And they do it even when they're saying something positive. Like, it's gorgeous outside. Look at the sun. It's beautiful. This meal is delicious. The test came back negative. I'm gonna live. Are you sure you're happy, Phyllis? You look fucking miserable. Phyllis is a hot name, isn't it? Oh, Phyllis, yeah! Get over here, Ruth! When I do these shows, they talk very loud because they feel like they can. I can talk whenever I want to talk. I can talk. You can't tell me not to talk. And they talk loud because they're deaf. This is totally true. So I'll be in the middle of my act and I'll hear them having whole conversations. Like, did she just say she's from New Jersey? I think she did say she's from New Jersey. What part of New Jersey? Do you think she knows the Eisensteins? They sound like cats being raped. Just, discount. They also walk up to you after the show and always have a comment about your comedy. Like, you wouldn't know that. No one would ever know that. But non-Jewish people don't do that. They'll come up to you, but they'll be like, I'm so sorry to bother you. I'm so sorry, but you were really funny. But I'm so sorry to take your time. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry I was ever born. These old Jews walk right toward... They can't wait to tell you what they thought. It's amazing. It's like Night of the Living Dead when they walk... It's like Thriller, just... And they can't wait to tell you what they thought. And it always starts out nice and ends up nasty. It's the same thing every time. Like, I thought you were very talented, but no one around me laughed once. Not one person even smiled. You should kill yourself, you fat fuck. Or, you're so pretty up close. But on stage, you look like an animal. A goddamn animal, you loser. You'll never make it, you stupid idiot. So you're Jewish? Yeah, because if we had a caravan, it would be very different. I mean, it just would be tons, thousands of people bent over like this, with this face. Just, when are we gonna get there? My feet hurt. What do you mean? 1,000 miles? What the hell is going on here? Can't we get a reservation in one of these restaurants? The first time I ever got drunk, I got very drunk, okay? I loved drinking. I got wasted. And I was like 15 years old, and my friends all came over, and it was during the day. It was like, this is totally true. So I'm like, and I'm the class clown. I'm the one that's always trying to get people to laugh, and that's how I've been my whole life. So one of my friends, we went outside, and one of my friends like, I have to pee. to pee. And everyone's like, go outside. Go outside on the lawn. It'll be hilarious. So my friend pulls down her pants and pees on my mother's lawn. And we're all like, there's pee. So I'm like, I have to shit. This is a true story. I have to shit, and they're like, shit on the lawn. Shit. Shit on your mother's lawn. And I'm like, wow, if this will get people to like me anymore, I am going to take a dump on my mother's lawn. I don't care. I am going to make it a really good one. Like, I'm going to make a J. I am going to commit. So I did. Can you fucking believe that? I shit on my own mother's lawn. And the next day, I was so sick. Out of my mind. I didn't go to school for like 3 days. I was so sick. And my mom walks in. And first she banged on the door and she's like, Jessica! Open the door! I'm like, oh my God, she found a beer bottle. She found a cap. I'm fucking dead. Like, this is horrible. And all of a sudden, I open the door, and she's holding the dog by the collar. This is a true story. And she goes, I told you not to let the dog shit in front of the house. And she took us both out there and put the dog's nose in my shit. It was the most selfish thing I've ever done. I'll never forget the dog's face looking back at me like, what the fuck is going on?
You know what? I get intimidated by people a lot, but I'm mostly intimidated by English children. Children from England, sir. Because I think that they all sound like they're 50, don't they? They're so mature. They're like, Mother, would you birth me promptly? Mommy, I'm feeling quite peaked. Will you please insert that measuring device into my anus?
It's weird having a mother that's a therapist, you know? Well, first of all, she saw clients in the basement my whole life of our house. This is true. In New Jersey, she saw clients in the basement, so I had to be quiet every day. It's one of the reasons why I'm a comic. I want to be loud and scream. I don't want anyone to silence me, and I never will. But it's true, ever. But I had to be quiet every day, and she'd say stuff to me like, Susan's coming and she's having a really hard time. So I'm going to need you to be really quiet upstairs. I can hear you opening chips. I can hear you flushing the toilet. I can hear everything. I need you to keep it down because Susan needs help. Susan's angry. I'm like, well, I just ate 6 pizzas and beheaded my Barbies. But good luck to Susan. Susan. I went to sleepaway camp. I did. I actually went to fat camp. I know some of you might get upset right now, but it was the best time of my life. I love that you're laughing. The skinny, just like... Did you go to camp too? Did you? Where did you get a cat? Where did you get a cat? Where did you go? Where did you go to camp? Wouldn't it be funny if I just did a body dive right into you? Like, because you're so... Like, I don't want to tie... Are you okay? Why aren't you answering me? Are you just a bitch or are you shy? Don't get rude towards people in the audience, because then people are going to feel bad for her and turn on you. It's okay. She could be a huge bitch, but everyone's going to feel sorry for her, because that's what's happening now. You just ate 746 gummy bears. Do you ever notice when you sing Happy Birthday how miserable and depressed people look while they're singing that song? It's a horribly depressing song. Everyone stands around, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. But you have to sing it because someone walks in with a cake. Everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. And you're like, fuck. Happy birthday to you. And then there's some person in the back who has to belt out the song and sing in harmony like they're fucking auditioning for American Idol. Everyone else looks suicidal, and my mother would be in the back, happy birthday! I went to visit my grandmother, and all these old women sit around and play cards, and they all sound like little bees when they talk. Like, if you go into a card room, this is what you hear. Salmon. Anyway, so I go to find her, and she's not there, and I go up to her friend Rona, and I said, Rona, do you know where my grandmother is? And she goes, I don't know, darling, but I'll let her know you were looking for a trust fund. So I walked away, and I heard her yell out, I swear to God, that's Bfotmans' granddaughter. She's a lesbian magician. You know what I did? I fucked her and made her disappear. Isn't that amazing? She's gone.